Tim awoke to the smell of good coffee, a vending machine pastry being waved under his nose, and Nathaniel whispering, "Good morning." Tim wanted to sit up, then realized he already was because he'd fallen asleep that way. He tried not to be too horrified or dwell too much on how he was surprisingly well rested for someone who had slept on a couch in a police station. He meekly accepted the cup of coffee. Nathaniel smelled great, better than the coffee, but Tim gulped it down anyway, not caring how hot it was. He was tired, okay? It was his excuse as to why he took the pastry too, without even attempting a bigger argument. "Have you eaten?" Nathaniel pointedly dropped some empty wrappers in the trash, so Tim accepted that answer and swallowed down his breakfast without any more hesitation. "I slept all night?" Tim scratched at his face and adjusted himself without thinking, finally glancing up after he did. Nathaniel had dark circles under his eyes, a huge sign of exhaustion for a wear, but he was grinning. He did get a little dopey when he was tired. Tim wanted to smile dopily back at him, at the knowledge, even if he didn't care for the reason why Nathaniel was so tired. The sheriff, Tim tried to remind himself. The sheriff. But it was no good. That scent and presence meant Nathaniel now, and forever, in his consciousness. Tim stood up and stretched. "Come on, then," he announced, with more confidence than he actually felt. "Let's go, so you can get some rest." He hefted the bags easily now that he had a good night's sleep. Nathaniel had an expression on his face that said he wasn't sure how to take Tim's sudden urge to go to his house, but he walked over to lock up his desk and then came around to open the door for Tim. As they walked out and the morning light hit Nathaniel's face, Tim decided there were worse ways to spend his mornings. He could deal with being handed pastries and coffee by a gorgeous wearer who looked radiant in the sunshine. It made him wonder what Nathaniel would look like under a silvery moon, though he focused on keeping up with Nathaniel as they left the building. Most of the people around them were not the ones from last night, but Tim still somehow felt like he was doing a walk of shame. Since he had never done a walk of shame before, he raised his head and grinned. His urge to smile lasted until he caught the smirk on one man's face.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.